programs, comments, and stories you're about to hear may not be suitable for some. Listener discretion advised.
All right now, boys and girls, we want to introduce...
Please allow me to adjust my pants. Listen to me.
Run as fast as you can.
I'm gonna give you what you need. Get ready for Bam Radio. Let me do it one more time. It's Radio Bam, fucking idiot. What the hell am I talking about? It's Radio Bam.
And now, here's Bam.
Here's Bam.
Oh, yeah, fuck yeah. Novak here, Jackass, Shit Goose, Frantz, and Murray. And,
stand-in.
dude, we just made it in the nick of time. Me and Jackass kayaked all the way down the Route 1 and then realized we had no ride home, so we had to hide the kayaks and walk back on the railroad tracks. It fucking sucked.
Fucking stowaways walking on the railroad tracks.
Not to mention, it's all like bumpy, so you have to constantly be looking down so you don't twist your ankle on the railroad tracks.
Felt like a Stand By Me moment, you and I just walking on the trail together.
Ray Brower.
Sounds like some Brokeback Mountain shit.
You know, dude. You know what we wanted to do to Novak? Just like get it. Well, he'll probably get pilled up himself, but like give him a bunch of sleeping pills to where he falls asleep. Blindfold him and just put him in the middle of nowhere and on the railroad tracks and just film him from far to see what he does.
You know, I've actually been mad enough at him where I was ready to drive him to the middle of nowhere and just make him get out. But then I always envision him showing up with like some stranger who is willing to take care of it. Frantz, I got a new best friend. He brought me back from the middle of the wilderness in Canada. Like. Worked in Dallas.
in Dallas.
Yeah, I open up the door all naked at 5 in the morning, and it's just him with this like Navy SEAL guy and his girlfriend.
That was your fault. You were the one that told me to shit in the street. I'm like, dude, I got to shit. Where should I shit? You're like, shit in the middle of the beltway. So what I do? Listen, and I listen.
You should have noticed that the third car behind you was a police car.
Dude, he saboed me, man. He came out of nowhere.
I got saboed.
He did, man. In the beginning, he was nowhere in sight. He fucking came out like a Black Hawk Thunder or whatever they're called.
Black Hawk Down.
What are those fucking helicopters called?
Black Hawk Down.
You know what I'm talking about, dipshit.
What would you do if you just woke up like in a chair, blindfolded, and you're on the railroad tracks in the middle of nowhere? The only thing you could see is like a farmhouse in the distance that's like a mile away. What would you do?
I mean, I've woken up in places where I mean, it's happened.
Yeah, but you're in the city.
Yeah, that's happened.
You're out of your element.
It's happened pretty much.
You'd be out of your element in the countryside.
I'd walk to the nearest part of civilization and ask questions.
But there isn't any.
Yeah, how would you find civilization? Like, imagine
That's
Novak
what I want to know.
in the wilderness.
I would look at the sky first,
and then what would
see where the trees start to get lower and start to diminish. And then I would just follow that direction because obviously the trees have to end somewhere.
Oh, you said the sun.
Fucking heroin Grizzly Adams here.
Tell that to the Amazon, dickhead. You'll be walking for weeks and months.
You gotta check the sun.
I'll start watching Man vs. Wild and learn how to live off the earth.
He just started like eating berries. Maybe this one will get me high.
No, but it'll make me live for another day. I'd make it out. Dude, all the fucked up situations I got out of.
It is weird.
I'm sure I could get out of that situation.
You are a survivor, man. Wait, what did you just say, G?
No, you can die eating like certain stuff.
Berries.
And stuff. You see that movie Into the Wild?
Yeah, you can probably die from what you ate.
He ate the wrong fucking plant.
Yeah, the dude,
I'm reading that book right now.
And then he starved to death.
Into the Wild.
Like,
it's a good book.
You can die from eating certain things. No shit.
No, but like you can.
I remember when I was in Boy Scouts, there was always the rumor about the kid who like was in the wilderness and wiped his ass with poison ivy, and everyone like swore. Everyone swore he knew the dude who did it, but I
know who did it.
Who?
Drew Hasty.
Oh, I did it.
Really?
Drew Hasty wiped his ass with poison ivy.
No way.
He had all these like bubbly.
Dude, when I used to
it was like up in his ass.
I believe it because when I used to be so allergic to poison ivy, if the wind just blew it in my direction, it would cover me literally from head to toe, and every crevice of my body. I'd have to eat and drink through a straw. I couldn't even talk. It was fucking. I had it on my mouth, my dick, my asshole. You name it, I had it. And
you had poison ivy on your dick?
Yeah, recently. Like,
who'd you fuck?
Recently,
some chick from far away.
She gave you poison ivy on the dick?
Nah, dude, I must have was in the woods, and then I came back home and jerked off, and I guess the oil from my dick. I freaked out, and I got tested because I thought I was like.
You thought you had herpes or something?
I thought.
What got you turned on in the woods to want to jerk off?
Yeah, I was like I ate Ryan four-wheelers in the woods, and I came home and jerked off.
Yeah, that's how much he likes four-wheeling, I guess.
Four-wheeler was so much fun, you had to jerk off in the woods.
I grabbed my dick to piss. I don't know.
Dude, one time Ryan Dunn got tested, and they called him like the next day, and they were like, okay, well, you don't have Hep B, you don't have Hep A, you don't have Hep C, you don't have this, you don't have that, but with the AIDS thing, like, you're going to have to come in to get the answer. So, like,
oh, man.
Dude, he said that he was going to, like, drive his car off a cliff on the way there, and
that's scary to think about.
Yeah, so he pulls in and, like, freaking out, and it's, like, policy that they can't tell you over the phone, like, you have to go in, whether it's a yes or no answer. And they're like,
fuck
he's
that.
like, so now that I have it, what do I do? They're like, what are you talking about? Like, you don't. You just have
You
to
know what, dude? I think they get off on doing that because that's the policy. You know, obviously they can't tell you over the phone whether you're HIV positive or not because, you know, if you are, you might commit suicide. So, but the way they always say it, they're like, well, you're okay, but you're gonna have to come in for the HIV test results. They make it sound so devastating, and they never tell you. You know, it's we make everybody come in whether I mean I don't have the results in front of me, but you have to come in for that. It's policy. They never tell you that, and it scares the shit out of so many people. Thank you for the beer.
You don't even want to know what you have.
Fuck no. Why would anyone want to
just depress you?
Exactly. Why would you want to know what you have? I mean,
when was the last time you got tested?
What do you mean?
Dude, I would not want to fucking. I mean, okay, if I find out what I have and I'm gonna die in a week or two, I don't want to know.
But it doesn't.
I'm just gonna cry every day about it.
But no. See, it's not.
Carpe diem. Seize the day, not the fucking year.
It's not for. It's not for your. It's not for yourself, Brandon. It's for the people.
It's
for the people that you supposedly love around you,
dude.
Like Mandy sitting there.
Shit. I'm
Who's
just
scared
saying
shitless
for
about this
laughs.
conversation? I'm saying this for laughs.
Saying for jokes.
Yeah, and HIV is real funny.
I was just the whole goddamn psych ward. They tested every crevice of my fucking body.
You and your crevices.
We all got them.
Well, so all this talk about the woods earlier that reminded me when I was in Boy Scout camp. Like there was like a heavy duty roll call every morning, and they go through everyone in the whole Boy Scout camp, and it's a very serious thing. You say the Pledge of Allegiance, and they play the anthem, and the cannon goes, and they do the roll call. But there was this one dude's name, and it was this one dude's name was Michael Weenus. And how do you know? And like the whole time, dude, they call 100 names, and you're just waiting for Michael Weenus. And it's a W, so it's at the very end. So the whole time you're just fucking waiting for Weenus, dude. How can you be named Weenus, dude? Like, there's nothing else that rhymes with Weenus.
His name is Weenus.
He fucking begged his parents not to go to camp every year. Please don't.
Remember that story that you were telling when they made the kid? You want to be a man? We'll strip down and get naked in front of everybody.
Oh my God!
I bet you that was you.
That was the first. Well, okay. I'll, even though it didn't happen to me, I'll say it happened to me because everyone already accused me.
No, tell me what happened.
It was our first exposure to what child molestation was and how detrimental it could be to a child. It was swimming merit badge, and there was this kid, and it was his first year of Boy Scouts, and there was one scoutmaster from another troop just terrorizing this kid. We were all a little older. We were like 15, and we were like, that's fucked up what's going on. We walk in, and everyone's supposed to get off their, take off their clothes, put on their swim trunks, and get in the pool.
All together?
Yeah, all together. It's a gym room.
It's like a locker room.
I don't
it's like a locker room.
Naked around other guys.
But what did you do in high school?
I didn't do that shit either.
I didn't do that shit either. Everyone thought I was gay. I was like, well, you're a guy.
I never got a shower.
Naked.
Well, apparently this teacher didn't take it so well.
So this Boy Scout teacher, the Boy Scout leader goes, he's just screaming at this kid. Okay, so we walk in. There's a kid going, and then it's just a scoutmaster with his hands on his hips going, you want to be a man? You want to be a Boy Scout and become a man? You act like a man. I want to see you strip. I want to see you get down to your skivvies and get naked in front of all these other men. That's right. You're going to do it. And you're going to like it. Because like, I don't want it. And we were just like, that's like fucked up. So we told our scoutmaster, we're like, Mr. Darby, that kid's in there is getting molested. He goes, you never. We got yelled at for fucking outing a molester. We got scared. You don't joke about like that. You don't joke. about child molestation at Boy Scouts. You just don't do that. We're like, we are not joking. That kid shouldn't be getting swim. There's fucking 50 goddamn different merit badges that kid could be getting. Like, sign him up for fucking basket weaving or first aid, please, for the love of fuck's sake. And we take Mr. Darby in there to look at it, and the kid's just still. The kid's having a fucking nervous.
Your clothes now.
Oh, dude. So, and actually, a side note to that story, we remembered his name. And my one buddy Charles, who we went to Boy Scout camp with, he knows somebody, a cop who is an internet researcher for kiddie porn and stuff like that.
Oh no! Did he get caught?
He brought up the guy's name and goes, "Yeah, we've been looking at that guy since we started our internet research 6 years ago. We've been looking at that guy. We can't catch him on it." And we're like, "Son of a bitch!
You could have caught him that day.
He's been getting away. Yeah, we could have caught him that day. He's been getting away with it for fucking 20, years."
Dude, there's a teacher at East High School, a gym teacher, and he would like straight up invite like girl students over for dinner at his house and stuff. And like every time that we'd be like in the gym or something, he'd always have his fucking meat hooks all over some hot girl. Like, now bend this way and lift it up like that. Like, it's like he would never do it to the guys. It would always be the hot girls.
That music teacher just got in trouble for fingering and banging the girl in the music room.
Don't say the name.
Where, around here?
Yeah.
What
real
happened?
close. So, music teacher was like he got called because the girl's friend was going through her cell phone and found like 30 text messages from the music teacher.
That is fucked.
And so they confiscated his computer and all his shit. And then here it is. He's like fingering this 14-year-old girl.
The chick was letting him do it, or was
yeah,
so
she was
wrong.
like all about it or something. The dude was like 28, and now like everyone's like, all shit's going down. It just happened like a couple days ago.
Dude, even when I taught college, they had a rule of like no fraternization. Obviously, you can't fuck or have anything to do with your students on a personal level. Even when like a girl would take a meeting with me about her grades, I would make sure there was always someone else in the room.
A witness, yeah.
You don't put yourself in any kind of compromising position, let alone do something goddamn stupid. What the fuck is wrong with people?
Brittany had a.
What are you laughing at?
Teacher. Yeah, you did.
Tell us.
Told me about it.
Well,
Did you ever hook up with a teacher?
You're in the radio room. You got to tell us about it.
There's
Turn
no
on the guest mic.
No beating around the bush in this room, babe.
First of all, introduce yourself. Introduce yourself.
I'm Brittany.
Okay, Brittany.
And you were fucking your teacher.
Now tell us all about it.
You humped your teacher?
I didn't.
What'd you do? Come on.
on.
Don't. What'd you do, Murray? You obviously know.
She told me she
teacher.
didn't. Well, who was it?
So who
Was it
It was the student teacher.
Yeah.
Who was it?
Come on.
Who was it? You don't have to say the name.
Just tell us what happened.
I really haven't.
Well, who was it
like
then?
an older guy.
Well, was he in the class?
How
Was he a
old?
teacher?
How
was
okay?
just a
Okay.
creeper.
Let's.
Creeper.
Okay.
He was just a creeper.
How old were you? How old were you?
Like 22.
And how old was he?
38. That's not.
That's not that bad.
Franzi boy, that's why. That's his age.
I'm old.
You're 38.
No, it's not like you were a minor.
No.
It's not like she was 12 and he was 20.
Well,
Yeah, that's not. It's
Man,
that's legal.
there's this chick who came to my lunch table who she was like 16 and she just got a teacher fired because she banged him out, Mr. Venuto. And I sat down and I was like, holy shit, you're that Venuto girl, dude. She just started bawling and Hannah's like, that's wrong, dude. That was so wrong. I'm like, I don't know.
Dude, let me tell you.
Allegedly.
Let me tell you about the child molester. When I was in junior high, we had one gym teacher, and I'm not going to say his name, but I wish I had the fucking balls to. He would say, now, hygiene is very important here at Ridley High School, so I want to make sure, each individual takes a shower, after gym. It's very important.
Yeah, tell that to Fanna's dandruff.
Fair enough, right? Fair enough. You got to take a shower after gym. No one wants you stinking up the school, right? He actually went through the trouble of feeling the wet, naked asses of each boy.
Ew.
He would stop you, he would take 1 out of 10 dudes and be like, "Did you take a shower?" Like, "Yeah, I took a shower." And drip them. "Let me feel your bottom." And he would feel your wet ass. He would feel 12-year-olds
in the crack or just the ass?
and his name was Mr. I wish I had the balls to say his name, but yeah, he would feel the wet naked asses in Ridley High School in the 80s. And if you're a caller and you want to talk about your experiences at Ridley High School, get molested by this sick fuck,
Call up.
Please call up.
Dude, the woodshop teacher, Mr. Huddleston, he would steal kids' pot from
Allegedly.
them, and then he wouldn't turn it into the school. He'd just keep it. Like, what the fuck? You're not allowed to have that in there. Here, I'll put it right in my desk.
Now I'll just keep that right
now,
here.
now, morally and ethically, I should turn you into to the police, the principal, your homeroom teacher, and your parents. But I'm going to do you a favor and cut you a break, provided you never do it again. Unless you want to do it next week and bring some more.
They make it seem like they're doing you a favor by not telling
and you're
her,
a
like,
kid and you don't know any
turning the
better, you know. So you're like, okay, yeah, I guess.
Dude, picture nightclubs when the bouncers take people's like booger sugar and ecstasy and shit.
Like
There's
drug
no
money.
way that they're turning that into like that's going right in their pocket or they're selling
I've seen that shit go down so many times, man. Especially at rave parties. You know those raves?
What are you doing that with it? You can't have that in here. I'll put it right in my pocket.
It's like an open air drug market. And I remember a long time ago I was at this rave and I was selling. There was really good kind buds and I was breaking up into grams and I was selling each gram for $20. And I probably had like $4,000 on my pocket because I had all these grams. And one of these big black security guards, you couldn't really tell it was a security guard, just looked like a thug kind of guy ready to beat someone up. I'm walking through the crowd and I just saw him kept staring at me, so I got nervous and I handed my money to someone else. And as I'm walking through the crowd, he literally grabs me and pulls me into a corner. I'm scared as fuck and I'm surrounded by 4 big black dudes that are ready to beat my ass. They pull out these badges and they start emptying out pockets out. Like, where's that? We just saw it. Ready to take all my money. Realize they're like, you gave to somebody.
It's not their right to take your money.
They were totally going to take it, so instead they just kicked me out of the club because they couldn't find my money or drugs.
Dude, I know.
Where was it? In Baltimore.
So
I gave it to my friend.
You got kicked out of the club for doing nothing.
Yeah, they saw me doing it, but they couldn't find it to take it from me. So when they pulled me in a corner and secretly frisked me down and totally surrounded me. By,
it's so not a bouncer's right to take your money for selling drugs.
Dude, I know a guy who never did coke before, right? And then like the first night he was going to do it, he bought like this like little bag, like a $20 bag of coke. Goes in the fucking bathroom of this club to do it. He's just about to do his first thing of coke, and he hears, "Freeze! Police!" The fucking police come in, kick the fucking door open. A SWAT team comes in, takes him to jail. It cost him $30,000 to keep from going to jail. And he never even did it.
Did he buy it from undercover? Like,
I don't know.
That's great.
Dude, some chick in the note. There's a line in the girls' room, so she went into the boys' room, locked the door, but didn't shut it. It looked shut, but it wasn't. So
was this the girl?
I come barreling in to take a piss, and she's in mid ass wipe, dude.
Are you kidding me? Don't look. Don't look.
She's paying.
Supposed to look.
You're in the boys' room wiping your minging ass.
Man.
And it's not like you came in there to see it. You just came in there to like take a piss, and she's painting the town brown.
Was she a pretty girl, or was she just minging anyway?
She was medium.
She was taking a shit.
Let me guess. You pissed in the sink?
No, I was like, whoa, and I just shut the door.
Yeah, I would have fled the scene on that, too.
We got a caller that got molested by a teacher.
All right, we got to hear this.
Hear him. Yeah, put him through, I guess.
Let's do it. Where's he from?
I don't know.
Let's find out, Murray.
Where's he from? Hello, put him
Hi,
through.
caller. How you doing, buddy?
We're ready.
Hi, I got molested by Ryan G.
He's on. Hello?
What's up, man?
Hi, caller. How you doing?
I don't think he's there.
Oh, yeah.
Who the hell was that? Who's that, God?
That's a God voice.
Who's there?
All right, hello. Hey, buddy.
Is he on a track that we can't hear?
Yeah, I got him on.
Hello, caller.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, there we go.
Hey, good, buddy. So we hear you have a very interesting story to tell.
Yeah, that's right. All right,
Okay.
Nobody I know actually got involved in this story. Nobody got molested. But what happened is my little sister had a volleyball coach, right? And this guy would give her a ride home and shit. Whenever she would fight with my parents, she'd
How
always
old was
hang
she?
out with them. Huh?
How old was she?
This would be from she's like 14 to 17, right? So we just figured the guy was just just being helpful and fucking helping his team, right? You know how coaches are.
Yeah.
But nothing actually happened to her, but about a year after she quit the team, the guy ended up being in the news, front page news, down here in Edmonton, because he was caught molesting all these fucking 14-year-olds at the school he teached at. Like, he was videotaping, he was having fucking relationships with them and shit. And then he got caught. My dad's freaking out, like, ready to fucking go blow this guy's brains out.
Did he get jail time?
Well, day before his fucking court hearing, guy ended up hanging himself.
Oh, shit.
The thing I just wanted to get at is, I'm not a vindictive person by nature, but you know what's fucked up? When that shit happens to kids, you just naturally kind of smirk that the person's fucking dead now.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely.
Well, he would have had it coming to him when he went to jail anyway.
And you know, the other thing is there's more ways to be molested than actually like touched and physically abused. There's like emotional and like there's a lot of times they say things that stick with the kid. They say sexually suggestive things. And they say, very inappropriate things to kids, and it sticks with the person. And a lot of times they're very demeaning, and there's a lot of ways that a child molester gets up. What are you struggling?
Know all this? Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Because I knew it.
I got molested when I was a kid.
As he says this, I'm sitting here staring at a picture of you holding your cock. He's giving like his big philosophy, and I'm just looking at his dick the whole time.
There was a theatrical group in my hometown. And there was a guy there who was like in charge. They put him in charge of the whole theatrical group. And I would go there and mow the lawns. And then one time he wanted to give me a ride home. And I'm like, no, that's okay. I only live down the block.
Right, I'm cool.
And so he starts saying all these like really inappropriate things to me about being behind the like in the dressing rooms, like during like children's productions of the Seven Dwarfs or whatever. And he was saying this kid had a boner, and I'm like, this dude's like 38, I'm 10 years old, and he's telling me about a boner. I'm like, this is a little weird, And I'm like, listen, my parents are expecting me home. And my dad drives up the street. I'm like, there's my dad. And I wave to my dad, and the dude gets in his car and takes off.
Splits.
Right? And I'm like, and my dad's like, who was that guy? I'm like, that was the guy who like hires me to mow the lawns up at Barnstormers. So I'm like, so a couple days later, my friend comes over to my house fucking crying. And it turns out that the guy asked my friend if he wanted to drive his car, put my friend on his lap, and then as my friend's driving down the street like 50 miles an hour, he like whipped his his like 10-year-old dick out. And
the kid's dick?
Yeah, the guy whipped his dick out as he was sitting on his lap.
And you're doing 50 down the highway.
No, he's doing 15 down a back road. Yeah. So he had my friend on his lap. They're going real slow. He's like, "You want to drive my car?" And he whips his dick out of his shorts. So we took the guy to court. And it's funny, the chief of police actually told us, he's like, look, don't take this guy to court. And my parents were like, why? My mom started like the Delaware County chapter of Women Against Rape. She was a feminist. Like she was like really actively involved in this kind of shit. And she's like, why are you telling me?
He's the chief of police.
Yeah, you're the chief of police. Why are you telling me not to take this man to court after what he did? You have a daughter my son's age. What would you do? Yeah. And he's like, well, the guy's father's a dentist, and you could really like ruin his career.
That's the point.
Right.
That's the fucking point. Is to ruin the career.
So we go to court. The guy shows up on fucking crutches. And they're like, the guy's lawyer's like, look, he has MS. He has MS. He doesn't get enough chances to meet women. And we're like, what?
What's the
so you molest kids? Right. Yeah. So the guy got like 5 years probation, and 5 years probation, like a $10,000 fine. Right. So then like 7 years later in the paper, my mom's like, look at this.
He's out.
Well, no, he's only probation. He didn't go to jail or nothing. So he was going to the videotape store, inviting more kids back to his house, raping them, showing them porn, right? So we got caught like another fucking 2 times after that. Dude, it was awful. And these, people get away with it all the time.
And they're everywhere.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
You can type in, you can type in on the internet, like your zip code and see all the fucking pedophiles in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Well, dude, I had to go skydiving one time, tandem with some dude, and he was working up a hard-on the fucking way up on the airplane. Then I look at his helmet, he has a big gay flag on it. Now I'm jumping out of airplane with some gay dick up my butt.
Man.
Don't worry, buddy, everything's going to be okay. Yeah.
And he's like whispering in my ear, too, right before we're about to jump. The more you relax, the more fun it's going to be.
Did you even enjoy it at all? Or are you just thinking?
I don't know, man. I was like getting ready to jump out of a fucking plane.
That's a lot to contemplate.
I have a half rock up my butt.
Well, your dad was telling me a story where him and a friend.
Oh, we should probably tell the dude thanks for calling.
Oh,
yeah.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, appreciate that story.
Well, your dad was telling me a good story where he was at. He knew somebody who like ran a movie theater, and the guy invited him back. He's like, yo, I got like pornos, like we're gonna be showing a porno after everyone leaves. So your dad and his friend come back.
Could be showing a porno after you leave.
So your dad and his friend come back, and they're sitting there watching the porno, and the dude started to try and grab your dad's dick.
No way.
Yeah, and he was like, what are you doing? The guy's like, I just wanted to see if you were a fag, because if you were a fag, you'd have a boner. You never heard that story?
No. remember when you went to Tennessee and that dude from Eye Level was taking you out to like McDonald's and paying for you, and then he was having you sleep over at the skate park?
Yeah, that's funny. Remember that? I barely remember the story. It's a true story.
Yeah, and then he got caught. He got caught with all these kids doing, but he never did.
It's like when me and Bam first met, and there's like this. It was like during the NSAs or ESAs, whatever major contest.
National Skateboard Association, bunch of contests,
and it was like qualifiers. So you had to go to each different state to qualify. Right. And we go, and this guy who owned the skate park had a trailer inside the skate park where he lived. Took a special interest in me for some reason. He was like, Bucky was skating with Bam, and everyone kind of,
I know, all the kids that would sleep over in the skate park, he'd have hidden cameras in the bunk beds.
Oh. Yeah. So the guy came up to me, he's like, hey man, you hungry? You want to get something to eat? And I'm like, yeah. And I leave with the guy. And then, Bam, Bucky, and everyone's like, where's Brandon at? Where's Brandon? And they're like, oh, the so-and-so that owns the Eye Level took him down to get something to eat. And everyone was flipping out, losing their mind. Like,
I heard about
thinking that I was definitely getting molested, like, because the guy was known to be a child molester. And when I got back,
and everyone just let him hang out.
Well, everyone, I didn't know what was going on. So when I got back, everyone rushed up to me like, dude, what the fuck happened? What did he do to you? Ready to kill this guy? And the guy didn't do anything to me. He just was probably going to, but at this point, he had just taken me to McDonald's. I'm like, nothing. We just went to McDonald's. What's the deal? Like, I was, really close to probably getting molested.
Gee, what about you? Do you have any deal?
Not like I care nothing. I've been through worse.
I heard that story before, like in the 90s.
Really?
It's in the 90s, right?
Yeah.
I think that was over like in the magazine.
Gee, did anyone ever make any improper sexual advances towards you in your whole life?
No.
So they were all okay with whatever happened.
You know what, Novak? Though I heard another good fast food story about you.
What's that?
Well, you know how when you were addicted to drugs on the streets of Baltimore, how you used to wash up do you take a bird bath in like a Burger King bathroom?
Sink, yeah.
Well, apparently you don't remember this. Your mom told me, but when you were 7 years old, you went to use the bathroom in a Burger King, and you came out, and some guy was like, "Excuse me, is that your son over there?" And your mom's like, "Yeah," and I accidentally walked in the bathroom. He left the door unlocked, and he was washing his face and hands in the toilet bowl. Dude, you were sitting there.
Why were you doing that?
I was a kid. I don't know.
But rather than wash your face and hands in the fucking sink, you just go for the toilet bowl and you're just washing up in the fucking toilet, dude.
I guess I was short and it was just there and it just seemed simpler.
That is so fucked up.
First time I went over to Tony Hawk's house, I pull up. And his kid's just outside the front lawn chewing on a dog shit.
His kid was?
He had dog shit.
Oh, man.
He was like 2 years old. He's just chewing on dog shit.
What'd you do?
I was like, Tony, dude, Spencer's chewing on dog shit right now. No, Spencer, don't do that.
Sorry, that's a funny story, dude.
Dude, my dad was a teacher, and one of the kids came in after recess, and he's like, "Look, Mr. Frantz, I found a balloon." And it was a fucking blown up used condom.
Oh, God. Fucking cum all everywhere.
In the fucking ghetto of West Philly where my dad was a teacher. Yeah.
Some cummed up rubber.
Off a crack whore.
Oh, disgusting. All right, I'm going to cut to a song right now. This is actually Loomis from Jackass, and he just put out an album called Black Black, and this song is called Destination Nowhere. Radio Bam Series 28 Faction. Get him.
Oh. No one curse or anything because we're still on the air.
You're allowed to curse. Oh, what's going on here?
By the way, shout out to Electric. They sent me some fucking awesome shades this week.
Oh, and speaking of shout-outs, shout out to Julianne, who runs the Haggard MySpace, and also Max Ander, who runs the Dream Cellar and Ming Hag's MySpace.
Yeah. And LostBoyInc.com.
Shut up. Hey.
Bam Margera.
Hey, have you guys noticed how hard it is to get fucking normal briefs?
What's going on?
Everything's boxer briefs now.
I know the feeling. Are you guys playing the song?
Yeah, we're trying to.
We're gonna try another one over here.
Gee, what do you wear? Boxers or briefs?
Boxers.
Does anyone? Am I the only one who wears briefs?
I don't wear underwear.
I wear them.
Now, what size you wear?
All right, I'll play this Dotson song.
You wear mediums? Yeah, me too.
There's that song about
it's so hard to get fucking normal briefs.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, the Loomis CD isn't working, so we have another song here.
Wait, what?
This is the Datsun's called Cherry Lane.
Oh,
he doesn't want to walk down that street again.
What's this?
I don't know. We'll get it to work.
Tell me about the song, Ben. What's the deal with the song?
It's about heroin. Listen to the words.
What track?
5.
Stop teasing me and play it.
Let's go.
Datsun's from New Zealand. Here we go.
Sirius 28 Faction.
Heroin.
No. And now back to Radio Bam.
Oh yeah, that was the Datsun's Cherry Lane.
Oh.
And dude, listen to this. There's this lady at the Note, and somebody put my name on a flyer of like this band put my name on a flyer saying that I was going to make a special appearance there, and like I never agreed to it at all. Right. And I show up at the Note like late just to grab a beer or whatever, and this lady's like, "That's really fucking rude for showing up late at the show. Like you came in on the last song." And I was like, "Late for what are you talking about?" She's like, "We put your name on the flyer, and like the least you could do is like show up on time." I'm like, "Lady, I never agreed to have my fucking name on a flyer saying that I'm going to show up." She's like, "Well, this is your club, isn't it?" I'm like, "Yeah, it doesn't mean that I need to show up." And she's like,
for every show?
and they didn't even sell it out. They didn't even halfway sell it out. They're like, "Well, we just made you so much fucking money tonight. The least you could do is show up on time." I was like, "You know what? This conversation is over, dude." And I was like, she really thought that A, because it's my bar, and B, because they sold a few tickets, that I had to show up on time for them because they put my name on a flyer.
Dude, remember there was, and I'm not even going to say who they are because it'll give them a plug. But there's like like CKY wannabe like video dudes, and they had this like event, like this premiere of their new stupid video, and
I know where you're going
yeah,
with this.
and they had with special appearance by Bam Margera, and I think like Raab was there, and a couple other people were there, and like special appearance by Bam Margera, and I called him up, I'm like, dudes, I was like, Bam wouldn't go to this. I know. I don't even have to call him up to know that. Like, they're like, oh well, no, it's totally cool. Like, we know Bam. Like,
totally cool.
like what's going to happen is like we're going to have like a Bam Margera impersonator there. Like, we're just going to say Bam couldn't show up. I'm like, wait a minute. So you're going to sell tickets on the strength, and people can meet Bam, and then you're going to tell those same people that he couldn't show up, so you brought a broke ass fucking Bam Margera impersonator. I was like, and you don't see a problem with this?
They're going around the clubs doing that.
He actually came over the house and he was chilling, and I didn't know who he was. And then as soon as he whipped out the DVD and gave it to me, I'm like, "Oh, you're that fucking dude!" And I just threw it in the fire and I started stomping on the DVD. I'm like,
Dude.
"Fuck this piece of shit!"
So many people.
He was so proud to show him like his hard work that he put months and months into.
Yeah.
Whips out to show it to.
Yeah, dude, I get so many people, Bam, sending me videos. They're like, dude, like, check out a video, like, and of course, like, I don't watch them. I'm like, dude, it's awesome. Keep up the good work. Try hard, you know. And it was like, cool. Like, you make sure, like, Bam sits and watches this. I'm like, yeah. If he can dig it out of the bottom of my fucking trash can, dude, it's like
we got a call. Let's take
Let's
it.
take it. Yeah.
Hello.
Yo.
Hey, how you guys doing?
What's going on?
What's up?
Hey, I heard on the radio there. I listen to this channel here all the time, and y'all were talking about up there in that airplane when he was up in the airplane. That jump instructor was working up a hard on for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was down in Charlotte. I'm airborne, and I was doing some halo jumps, which is 7 miles high and stuff. And this one girl wanted to do a tandem jump with me.
Uh-huh.
I said, fine. She wanted to know what a halo was, and halo the tube low opening. So I said, okay, cool, I'll take you up. So we went about 3 miles in the Sky King. We bailed out. Before we bailed out, she's pulling her bottom of her flight pants off and stuff. And she said she wants me to fuck her on the way down the air to give her a bigger rush.
You should have done it. Did you do it? You better did it.
Yeah, no, I'm not. And on the way down, I said, well, you're traveling at, like 120 miles an hour at terminal velocity. Isn't that a rush enough? She said no. So I started fucking the hell out of her from behind. Yeah. I pulled the chute and stuff. We're getting ready to touch down, and she's sitting there screaming and yelling as she's coming before we hit the ground. Even before we hit the ground, people thought she broke her fucking leg.
Did you come?
I'm like, did you enjoy the jump? She said, oh, hell yeah, I want to do it again.
Did you get a chance to come, or did she come?
Oh, she came.
Did you come?
I was too controlled about the toggles and stuff, and worrying about everything to make sure we landed safe.
So now, when the chute pulled, did it rip your dick off?
No.
Oh, it didn't.
I had it hard. They were my crotch and shit. I had my boys straight.
Was this a girl that you just met? like that day?
Was she hot? Was she hot?
Down. I had my oxygen mask on, my oxygen tank.
How did you get a boner falling?
Yeah. You should titty fuck her butt cheeks next time.
Yeah, 110 miles an hour.
Yeah, she was saying, you know, what kind of skydiving do you do? I said, halo jumping. And she said, halo. I said, yeah. So she wants to do it, and I'm going to go back again here to Charlotte and show her how to do it properly.
Next time you better titty fuck her butt cheeks.
Film it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we're going to have to need some videotape posted somewhere.
Yeah, we need some proof of that one.
Dude. I mean,
dude, I don't know if I could get a boner in mid-free fall.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's so scared. That's a lot of thinking going on. So when you landed, and
he made a puss sickle out of her.
Wouldn't all that major wind dry out the puss?
Yeah.
No, she pulled down the back of her pants and shit. You know, she pulled them down.
And shit?
The front part on.
See shit?
Yeah.
She pulled down the back.
Now, did the shit fall at the same velocity as you guys? Like, was it like following you, or?
Yeah. Well, more or less, when she came, it was like screaming right at us. It's like, look, you know, it's right there with us because it falls together. You know, it was cool.
Sounds
like you're driving.
Cool.
Sounds like it's
all right.
Cool.
Thanks for the call. Thanks for the call.
That was interesting.
Hey, have you guys noticed? You know, a buddy of mine gave me his videotape collection, like 700 videotapes, right? So the other day, so I saw one in there I haven't seen in a long time because when I was a kid, I was a big James Bond fan, and so I like pop in Live and Let Die, and have you guys seen a James Bond movie lately? They suck.
The last
so
one sucked.
fucking bad.
It was like 3 hours long. And it sucked.
I don't understand what anyone ever
Dude,
liked
I think
about
all
that
movies
series.
suck so bad these days. If you compare like
if you're not Sean
a
Connery,
number one movie like Superbad that just came out, and you compare it to like Better Off Dead in the 80s, or any movie like Weird Science, 16 Candles, they're all so much better back then.
Right. No,
now they just pump out movies every fucking once a week.
Well, no. I mean, even James Bond movies, like the whole fucking series, even when movies were good in the 70s and 80s, James Bond movies still suck, yet people thought they were so good. The fight choreography sucks. The acting sucks. The fucking cinematography's fucking god-awful. They go to the most exotic places in the world, and they still manage to have horrible cinematography. Dude, the James Bond movie is the biggest fucking retro letdown that you could ever imagine. I don't know what the fuck people thought was so good about the goddamn series.
I thought Sean Connery was a good James Bond.
Watch him again.
You ever watch Commando?
What?
You ever watch Commando?
Yeah, with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah. I love that movie.
Yeah, we were just watching it.
Yeah. Commando's good. Dude, no, my favorite part, I used to watch this with DiCamillo, we'd rewind it, was at the beginning when they're petting the deer.
Yes.
There's
There's
so many mistakes in that movie.
I love it. It's fucking...
What happens?
What, in Commando?
In the petting the deer.
It's just a montage of his relationship with his daughter at the beginning, and there's just a shot they're just petting the deer, like they're in the middle of the woods, and they just coax the deer, and they're just petting the deer.
Yeah. Did you see when he jumps off the 2-story roof, and he obviously lands in an airbag, and then it just cuts to like a picnic table that's like 2 feet up, and you can tell that he just jumped off of something so small because he comes from like the right angle when on the other angle he's coming straight down in the middle of the screen, and then the next angle he's coming in from the right of the screen. And he just hops onto a picnic
table. How about when they
table.
throw the grenades at the dudes and they blow up in the air, but you see the things that spring them up in the air?
They go flying before the explosion even happens.
Yeah, they don't crop out the things that throw them in the air. You can totally
The best movie though ever.
They're probably like, man, well, we just spent like $100,000 on these explosions, and I know that they like went flying before the explosion happened, but fuck it.
Dude, you know what I love about explosions in movies is there's always
Lotus.
Lotus with more Coronas.
Hey, $2 faggot, get over here.
With the more Coronas.
The best thing about 80s movies is whenever there's an explosion, it always happens around 18,000 barrels. Did you ever notice that?
Because
they're always like, well, there's an explosion, all right, but what's going to blow up? Well, we got these barrels in the back. Like, there's always barrels.
More explosives.
But the best 80s movie, and it's a cop buddy movie, and it's an action movie and a renegade movie, it's Tango and Cash.
That was good.
Starring Sylvester Stallone and Kurt Russell. Dude, there's just one-liner, bad one-liners galore, but there's one part, they're in prison, and then the prisoners take over the prison, and there's 35 fucking hardened inmates surrounding them at the basement of the prison, and it's Kurt Russell and Sylvester Stallone, and it's like, oh no, must be the welcoming committee. I don't think it's a surprise party. Well, let's get out of here. I don't think they're going to let us. It's like such bad one-liners, but it's so fucking awesome,
It is
dude.
fun. I just watched that.
It's the best movie.
I watched Roadhouse, too, the other
Dude, they play that all the time.
Yeah, dude. Another movie that's supposed to be awesome. But, dude, you know what the weird thing about Roadhouse is? A lot of people watch that movie and don't think it's so god-awful that it's awesome. They think it's so awesome that it's awesome. Like, they're like, don't you think it's great? Like, he just goes in there and just beats everybody up. It's so realistic. It's, like, so not realistic.
The double deuce.
Dude, have you seen...
I hate those movies that, like, when they just simply walk up to somebody and they'll, like, karate chop their neck and then they're all of a sudden passed out in the dead. Like, that would so never happen at all. Like, you would have to pound the shit out of their face if you wanted to knock them out. One karate chop to the neck would never work.
Leslie Nielsen always does that in the Naked Gun movies. He just comes up and kind of just gives like a little like karate chop to the guy's neck, and then he just passes out.
What
There,
do you call that? Gaggle comedy?
What's that?
That type of comedy.
Gaggle comedy?
I don't know.
Does anyone know what the fuck
No,
he's
that type of humor. It's like really weird humor.
I've never heard
like Ming Hags. You know, Ming Hags has a
That's
weird
a screwball comedy.
Okay, that's.
Hey, let's see
Naked
if this
Guns are like
Loomis
screwball
track
comedies.
works again.
Yeah, we should be good.
Thanks
for the birthday beer.
Is it working?
Oh yeah, today's G's birthday, everybody.
Happy birthday, faggot, dude. And you look great for somebody who's 55 years old, Jay.
All right, we got this Loomis CD working. Let's hear it. Black.
Sirius
Radio
Faction. Radio Band.
Pop.
We're going hot right now. Stop.
Run for your life.
Look what we found in Don Vito's ass. This is Radio Bam, baby. Faction.
Darren Miller from CKY said the last time he was on a bus, this guy in front of him, he was sitting with his girlfriend, and he went to the bathroom, and then when he came back, he ripped this Ming-and-ass fart, and the girlfriend was like, hey, did you just rip a sick fart? And he's like, no, it's that lady over there. She must have done it. And then the lady heard him say it. She goes, oh, don't blame that shit on me. I saw you tilt. I saw you tilt.
What's he
Wait. We got to back up a little bit, dude. I want to say, dude, I've always loved Loomis, but I love him twice as much now, dude. That was
really good.
Incredible.
Dude, I was over here reading the lyrics to his other songs. It's fucking the lyrics.
Well, the
are
album's
really
called
good.
Black, and the
Check
title
it
is
out.
Loomis, so check it out.
Now
really
he
fucking good.
does everything on. He did all the tracks.
He did everything. I was
Guitars,
reading it.
drums,
Says it
voice, everything.
That was amazing and emotional, but
Yeah,
it was. I mean,
I agree.
it was cool too. Like it wasn't like wow.
At first, I
can't
kinda-
describe it because I don't know anything about music, but that was awesome.
At first, I was like, yeah, but then I was listening to lyrics, and it's really emotional. It's raw.
Yeah.
It's raw,
LoomisIsFall.com.
It's good.
What is it?
Loomis is fall. Like,
you know, Loomis is such like a strange guy. It's like you kind of don't know what to expect. He could go he could make anywhere from classical to metal to like hardcore to like regular like
Mozart.
indie rock or whatever. But that was fucking incredible.
I never met him. I didn't even know he did play music.
That was so cool.
Man, I drove down to Baltimore last Saturday to see the Motley Crue show, and Kat Von D had a signing at Borders, and we went in. We go in the back room with all the Borders employees, and Novak's just ripping farts as everybody's eating. And then the phone rings, and then he just picks it up and answers it. Barnes and Nobles. And then they're like, oh, do you have this certain kind of book? I don't know. Let me check. And he just rips a fart on the phone and hangs up. Then we went to go see Motley Crue, and we're in Nikki Sixx's dressing room, and I look and I see that Hinder is opening up for him, and I've been busting on them so much, and it sucks because they're actually nice dudes. But God, like anytime anybody's like, "What's your least favorite band?" I'm like, Hinder. So what do? They come in. The guitar player comes in, and he has his grundle pierced, and his dick is so much smaller than Novak's that it actually goes in.
It's like a belly
and he
button.
pulled his balls out
Oh,
and poured hairspray all over it. Then he lit his balls on fire. I have it on film. I'm going to put it up pretty soon on...
His dick is so small that it's just barely there.
Yeah, and the more he pulled his balls out, the more his dick went in. Like, dude, with your small dick, you could fuck his innie dick.
I definitely could. Yeah, I could fuck it. Well, she's small. She's got a smaller dick than me now. So now when she's
but he has a gill that could get in the way.
Yeah, that's true. You're fat. I'm skinny. That's the only difference.
Jesus.
But the thing is, though, the funny thing is with Hinder was they all three.
Here we go again.
They all three had a job. The one guy had the inverted dick with his grunt or whatever the hell you call it, pierced.
That's his job. Okay.
And then the one guy sprays the hairspray. And the other guy lights it on fire, and then the other guy pours the water on it. Like 4 dudes.
Dude, if your dick's that small, what else are you going to do with it but light it on fire every night? I mean, what the fuck?
I was wondering, like, if you got a hard on, do you think it would even, like, your head would pop out?
I suppose. I don't know.
I don't
But dude, like the mushroom cap of the head was like tucked into any dick.
It was weird.
Oh, parlay Greg my brain.
Oh my god.
Thank you for choosing us for your insurance.
On the way up, I went up with Seth, and I was in the purple Lambo, and I was going like 130 the whole way. And I cut this dude off, and we wind up at a red light, and he's to the right of me, and he's like, "Yo, man, you almost cut me off." I'm like, "Well, almost isn't good enough. Did I cut you off or not?"
Almost.
He goes, "You know who the fuck I am?" I'm like, "I don't give a shit who you are." He's like, "I'm special ops. Do you know what that is?" I was like, "I don't know what special ops is, but go fuck yourself." And dude, this guy got so heated.
Wait, do you know who I am?
What is special ops?
It's like,
no, I don't know. I
still don't know. Matt Damon in Born Ultimatum. Like, he goes on missions like that. But I'm like, okay, you're in special ops, then why are you driving some minging-ass Daihatsu then?
Wait a minute, he's in the military.
Special operations.
He's in some crappy Daihatsu saying he's special ops. I'm like, go fuck yourself.
He's undercover.
Did I cut you off or not? Or did I almost? Almost isn't good enough, pal.
But wait, he's special ops out in the civilian world. He's not out on a special mission right now. I mean,
you're a normal citizen right now.
Thank you for your service, but that doesn't buy you any fucking.
Dude, his face got beat red and his muscles were so tense as soon as I was like, "Fuck your special ops and fuck you."
Wow.
Dude, his face got so red, but the light turned green. I was like,
some like young fucking hot shit kid with fucking muffed up clothes on, some Lamborghini, and he's all special. Dude, he probably just couldn't wait to go and shoot up steroids.
Why would you go around? You almost cut me off. Well, that's not good enough.
Almost ain't cutting it up, buddy.
So did you hear about that swimmer, that Phelps guy smoking a bong?
Dude, did you see his Dateline interview, dude?
It's only a big deal if you make it a big deal.
Dude, the thing is, his interview, he will not deny it. He won't admit that he's.
He didn't say anything on his whole thing. He's like, well, what do you think about this situation? Well, I think, it got blown out of proportion. Well, what do you think of the people who are saying? There's really nothing I can do about that, Well, did you or didn't you?
The best part
is just having fun, And he says, what did you do? Did you smoke a finger?
He goes, yeah, so I made a mistake and it'll never happen again. And then Matt Lauer just goes back to, well, you said the exact same thing on the DUI that you got, and then they clipped to the footage. Yep. Yeah, I made a mistake and it'll never happen again. So basically, you're just So what? You do it a second time and it's okay.
Well, this is an entirely different situation. You know what though? You know Donna Murph in Maryland of DonnaMurph.com. They put out the videos and all that shit. Yeah. He went to high school with them, and he would Don Dingle. He would fucking call him a fat shit. Whenever he saw him, he'd be like, fucking fat piece of shit.
I bet he was an asshole.
Yeah, he was a fucking complete asshole. So I'm like, I don't like to see a falling star, but I'm pretty happy he's getting his because he fucked with my buddies.
But he's the only Olympian that won with 8 gold medals. He's no one's ever beat him. So the only endorsement he lost, they said out that shit ass interview with Matt Lauer was the Kellogg's. That's the only one.
Didn't Ben Affleck tell you to go beat it, you fat fuck?
No. Ben,
who was that?
You want me?
I vaguely.
You want me to tell the Ben Affleck story?
Yeah.
All right. It was funny. It was when I worked on the movie Chasing Amy for one day, and there was this dude who worked the the craft services table.
Yeah.
There was like this fat dude who was working at the craft service table. He was the nicest dude, and she was talking to these chicks, and Ben Affleck comes over, and wait, did I say Matt Damon?
No, Ben Affleck.
Yeah. So Ben Affleck comes over, and there was a big bottle of Tums at the table, and so he starts talking to the hot girls, and he's taking the Tums out, not even looking at the fat dude, humming the fucking Tums at the dude's head, not even acknowledging him in the conversation. He's just having fucking target practice. And the kid's like, he goes, here, let me throw a couple of you. He goes, you want to throw some at me? Do you want to throw some at me? Here. Shoves the fucking Tums in the dude's hand and starts going, all right, come on, throw them at me. Come on, throw them at me. And like the dude didn't want to do it anymore. He's like, no, that's cool. He goes, no, throw them at me. So he fucking just gives a little pussy flick of one of the Tums at Ben Affleck, and he karate chops out of him and goes, and he's like, come on, do another one. He gently hums another one. Sosa! Hums the third one. Then the third one he missed. Ben Affleck misses it with his fucking great man karate chop. It goes past his hand and bounces off his jacket. He goes, yo, asshole! I said you could fucking throw them at me, not the jacket. This belongs to wardrobe. This has to be on camera. This isn't mine. Grabs the fucking bottle of Tums from the fat dude. Dumps him over his head and goes, now get the fuck out of here. And, humiliates this fat dude in front of these girls, and I was like, that fucking, what a piece of shit.
The funniest is the karate chops in each one that came. Like, what?
Remember when they were filming Immaculata Girls last summer in Westchester, and they were having catering right on Gay Street. So Frantz just puts on his whole Steadicam outfit, and he walks over with the Steadicam on, and he starts like, picking through all the lunch at the craft table. And they're like, "I'm sorry, who are you?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm friends with the writer and the sound guy." And they're like, "But what's your name?" He's like, "Yeah, go talk to him. I'm friends with the sound guy." And they're like, "But are you working on the movie?" Like, and he just has a big ass Steadicam on for no reason.
Yeah, we were making Ming Hags up the street, so I was already rocking the fucking Steadicam, and I did know the one writer, and I remember, like, he promised me he was going to, like, do this shit for he was like, "Oh, yeah, like, you know, I'm going to do this and this for you." Like, he was supposed to do something for me, like, a year before that, and, like, never did it, and, like, kind of burned me up. So I'm like, "Motherfucker, I'm at least going to get a free coffee out of that, me having a meeting with you, douchebag." So I went over there. I started eating off the fucking craft services table, dude, like, eating, like, ham sandwiches. Everyone was afraid to talk to me, because, like, the Steadicam, that Steadicam shit's expensive. Dude. Yeah, so they were
even if you were the Steadicam dude, why would you have it on during lunch?
but the fact that I knew the one writer, it was okay then. They were like, "Oh, okay, cool." Like, and I got so tired of eating. I'm like, "This sucks. They're not even going to kick me off the set."
Dude, remember when we were at you were doing TRL and Mariah Carey? We were sharing a dressing room with Mariah Carey, and she had all this special. She had her whole entourage and like 18 bodyguards and fucking a million people with her, and she had special shrimp, lobster.
Yeah, gee, dude, the fucking working man's hero, dude. You were jacking up like 4 fucking bouncers at one. They didn't. You stayed the rest of the show.
Yeah.
You
I almost fought Hannah too.
What's that?
I remember I almost fought Hannah one time too.
Over what?
Same shit. It's like, you gotta get off. I'm like, I ain't fucking getting off. I'm fucking drinking. I'm having a good time.
When he gets drunk, he gets angry. I remember one time when I was living here at the house, I made him pissed off for some reason. And I literally had to run. It was when I was in before you changed upstairs, and I had the upstairs room, and I locked myself in the room because he was going fucking. He had a gorilla mentality this night. So he literally was up there kicking the door in.
Holy
I'm like,
shit!
Dude, you're kicking Bam's door in.
I wouldn't fuck with Bam's door.
No, you did, you fucking liar. You kicked it. I had it locked.
Well, no.
He's fucking.
I was waiting for that.
He's putting his fucking 280 pounds all into this fucking door. Finally, it comes through the hinges, and he took it even farther than that. He didn't want to physically beat me up, but he wanted to get even for whatever I did to him. So he went and got a pillowcase. And he took the pillow out, and he took all these glasses and plates and put them in there and shattered them. What? So he has this broken glass, and he takes it to my bed and just spreads it out all over my bed. So now I need to kick your door in. He put spreaded shard glass all over my bed. He's like, "Take that, bitch." I'm like, "All right."
Oh. Funny thing is, Boof had to clean it up, and Bam had to pay for the dishes. now, didn't you key Bam's car? Didn't you get so mad at Bam you keyed his car one time?
Yeah, he did do that.
What's the story?
That.
No, he was clumsy and he was bringing his camera bag in, and he just hears. And he just looks at the Mercedes, and it's all keyed. So he walks in. He's like, "Yeah, I think I might have scratched your car." I'm like, "What? At least I told you about it." Like, "Oh, well, if you told me about it, that makes it A-okay then."
It didn't even happen if you told him about it, you know?
It's an accident. It was an honest mistake. And I'm not going to be a dick and not say anything, so, I mean.
A G retrospect here. Do you remember the time you beat me up when I was in this very chair?
Yes.
Frantz, I think you beat me up a couple times over in that area.
Yeah.
We're over. It's time to go, and I want to play Inner Pizza Hut.
Inner Pizza Hut?
Inner Party System. It's time to go, fellas. This song is called Don't Stop, Radio Bam Series 28 Faction.
Later.
This week, we're done. Tune in next week for more. You can leave now. It's Radio Bam. Radio Bam every Monday, 7 4 p.m.
Radio Bam every Monday, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific.
Email me now at Radio Bam. Why don't you take a picture of your sweet white ass and send it on over to Radio Bam at Sirius-Radio.com.
Call Radio Bam at 877-PORN-BAG.
That's 877-PORN-BAG. Sweet dreams, Peapod.
Bye, everybody. See you next week.
Faction.